Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our very, very first live event on YouTube. Welcome, everybody. I love all the comments. So I can see them over in the comment section, and got some old friends and some new friends. And hi. Oh, so everybody bear with us. Ryan's usually doing this. So let's try and see if we can figure out how to put some of these comments up.
You want to introduce everyone first?
Well, yeah, say Nelson's here, Chris is here. You have to click on it, honey. Click.
Yeah, you just click on and off, and then we can rock and roll with everyone saying, hey.
We're having technical challenges. There we go.
See, there you go.
There. Hi, Goody. Hi, Richard. Hi, Sean. Redbeard's here. The Great White Vapor. Hi, everybody. Crow's here.
Yep.
There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome to those who are new to our channel. And I was gonna forget it. And Jason, that comment is not funny. Click on Jason's comment there. Does he really roll his eyes at me when I talk? Does that really go on? I don't even notice.
There's a comment down there about Tim's seat. He's got the best seat in the house, apparently.
Oh, Tim Perry? Yeah. He does. He's got
his throne,
the crypto guru's got his throne, and he's sitting in the house tonight.
That's awesome.
Well, welcome, Tim. Welcome, Ryan. Welcome, Neil, our brand new friend, the Coin Chaser. Everybody's really, really excited to have you here tonight. And for those of you that don't know who we are, we're Tim and Nancy Danter. And we're from Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario. And I wanted to just quickly give you a little bit of a history of who we are and what this is all about. And Tim and I decided back on January 1st of this year that we wanted to change our life in 2021. And the lockdown, the imminent lockdown was looming heavily on us. And we just decided, we made a decision that we weren't going to look at it as anything more than a gift, and that gift was the gift of time, in order for us to be changing our life and thinking about and reframing how 2020 was going to go for us. And we decided, in a very crazy lark, to create this wealth creation challenge. We were focusing mainly on building that through side hustles and cryptocurrency. And along that crazy journey, we were checking on YouTube, and we ran into the Hi Rye channel. And I remember distinctly saying to Tim in the bathroom, hey, there's a guy in Calgary that's doing something similar to us. We should reach out to him because it looks like he knows what he's doing.
No. I was stupid enough to say, maybe I should reach out. And then that's how it happened.
And then I said, yes, you should reach out.
Well, I wasn't stupid. I mean, it was just, you know what I mean, right?
No, but it was after dinner that night that I said, did you reach out to that guy? And he said, no. I go, reach out to him. So anyways, we did. And that started a whole other journey for us. And we are so absolutely lucky and blessed to have met Ryan. He has been schooling us on many levels. We are really not good at a lot of things.
I should say this. I'm more help with respect to the growing of the YouTube thing, but everyone knows, at least we were trying to roll up to it. I'm the guy in the room tonight who's going to have a lot of questions, because I don't really know a single thing about all these tokens that they're going to start rocking and rolling into. So I'm going to be that kind of representative for the average Joe who doesn't know what the heck or Bitmat, whatever, right? So, I mean, I just learned about gas fees the other day because of how much they killed me. So little stuff like that, and I'll be that guy in the room. But whatever kind of questions you have, just like over on my channel, no such thing as a stupid question, guys. Stupid thing is not asking the question. So this is with the four of us here in the room, with Neil right there, with Tim Perry, the guy down on his throne right now, and then the Danter couples. We're gonna rock and roll throughout the night. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun here, guys. We're already almost 40 people into it, so I think we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome. So
hey, and Rye, someone on the comments says nice sign. So.
That's Redbeard made me this sign. I'm going to do a full video with that guy and get right into that. But no, the brand new sign was made by someone on my channel. They just sent it to me. It's nice hardwood, rocking and rolling. They made me a t-shirt. Friggin' awesome. So couldn't be happier. Yeah. And that was Redbeard. He's a rock star.
Oh, that's amazing. But part of meeting you we also made a large number of new friends, and we feel welcomed into a community of amazing people. And then from there, I'm just going to jump back to the journey that the last 3 months have been. Then my wonderful friend Tim Perry, who I used to work with many years ago, reached out to me through Facebook and said, "I think I can help you." Like I said, I think I need help, and so we reconnected, and he's been teaching us so much about cryptocurrency. And Tim, we couldn't be more thankful that you reached out and you've been guiding us, because not only has it been very, very helpful from a knowledge standpoint, but it's I'm really hopeful that it's going to line my pocketbook really, really nicely. So. And then our new wonderful friend Neil, the coin chaser, who we're going to get to know a little bit more about tonight. And I know that he's relatively new to the world of crypto, but according to our guru Tim, he has got his pick rate is second to none. So new or not, we're all sort of new. So we got Ryan, the real new guy. The coin chaser, the second new guy. Tim and I know a little something, but enough to shoot ourselves in the foot. And then we've got, thank God, Tim Perry, that we're not going to kill ourselves. So there you go. So welcome. Before we get into jumping into questions and all that sort of stuff, I wanted to go over to some of the comments. Tim, can you figure out how we get back to comments?
Sure. All right, just click that button.
Oh, there you go. So I can see my brother's in the house tonight. Hi, Angus. You're supposed to go down and click on the images. Ryan, you make this look so easy. This is like, I feel like we've got 5 things happening here.
That's okay. And I will say this, guys, just because I am tracking, and while the Danters figure out the comments thing, we're almost at 50 people, guys. We're barely 7 minutes into it. So we're rocking and rolling pretty deep with it. We're really excited. And, they're doing the hellos. They're going to get the comments figured out. And we'll rock and roll. But yeah, so many comments coming in already, guys. A lot of you I recognize from my community, a lot of new people here too. So that's really amazing. And again, Redbeard, I see you commenting. Redbeard is the guy who made this sign, but he loves the name Coin Chaser. And he's got a Twitter channel that I think we might be able to put up later. I don't know. But yeah, Redbeard loves the name Coin Chaser.
I got an orange beard too, so we're connected, right?
Yeah, but you can't take the name Redbeard; it's already taken.
Yeah.
So, hi Monique, how are you? This is just wonderful. So let's Tim's going to try to figure out the comment piece over here. And it's Mark and Nikki from Ottawa. Hi guys. Anyways, so what do you want to talk about? Ryan, you're the guy that's got so many questions. You're brand new.
Well, before we came onto this live stream, then these two gurus down here at the bottom were talking about something. I felt like they were talking in Chinese. I have no idea what they were talking about. Something's up 120x or something. I'm like, that's something I understood. Everything outside of that, I'm totally lost. So because I was interested in the gains that you guys were talking about, what was that both of you guys were chit-chatting about?
Okay, well that's good. But Tim Perry, do you want to jump right into that, or do you want to talk about maybe an update on OMI? Because OMI is launching tonight on Uniswap, and
at 10:30.
At 10:30, and have we been watching how much it's been going up?
Yeah, I mean, it's doing okay. Obviously, I was hoping for a little more, just because I'm expecting a Uniswap dump a bit, like a little price dip. Because people buy on rumor and sell on news a lot. But at the same time, I'm super stoked about where OMI's going. And especially Neil. I mean, Neil, once he throws out his Twitter, he bought the NFT. He bought an NFT and he uses the augmented reality with it. It's pretty cool.
You bought an NFT?
Yeah, so I have a unicorn. I'm kind of kicking myself. I was popping around in the app for about 2 days before the major release of Ultraman, and there was Batmans and so on around, and I didn't pick one up. And luckily, a friend who I turned on to it fired me off a unicorn to say thank you, and he lives down the street. We've got some kids, so my daughters love it, especially the oldest one. She's 6, and she thinks it's the coolest thing ever.
But so, what do you do with the unicorn? Is it on the VV app? Like, where do you have the unicorn?
Yeah, so once you get it, it's on your app and it's in your collection, and you can add it to your vault. And what you do is you take like your phone and you hand it or hold it a certain way, and it's asking you to put it in an angle, and then it puts the picture next in the basically your camera frame. It puts the NFT in the picture frame. So then my daughter's there, and I'm like, well, why don't you pet it? And then it looks like she's petting it, or I put it on her hand, and it's just incredible the things you can do. And this is just one that kind of turns around. There's ones that are apparently coming that you can fight with. So if your friend had Ultraman and you had a Street Fighter, you could actually fight them against each other.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
really cool, actually.
That's wild. That's just wild.
If you want to see something really neat, go check out the DeLorean NFT for VV, and it's basically a remote control car on your phone.
Really?
Yeah, it's really neat. It's
That's up in like 2 weeks.
Yes, and I can't even imagine what's going to happen to the app when they do some Back to the Future things. But they've got some really neat things happening. You know what? I'll see if I can pop it on and you can see it through here.
Neil, I just have a quick question about that. It's one really quick question. So it's just as easily as you bought that NFT, like how easy is it for you to sell it if you wanted to sell it?
So Ryan's asking, you got that really relatively easily. How easy is it to sell it?
So right now, they're still in, I guess they call it beta, which is the early stages of the app. And they don't have their marketplace open, but you definitely have that option. So it was transferred to me through the app. I'm still very new, new to crypto, but with this app. But he just, we connected, he got my username and transferred it to me. And now it's in my possession and it's out of his. And he's got a number of them. That's kind of his route. And he got a number of Ultraman in that. I had some password issues and, learned a very early rookie mistake about passwords. And because I guess it was 2 weeks ago, the app crashed and knocked everyone out, and they put a pause on it for an hour and rebooted. And when they did that, I couldn't remember my password. I had FOMO. And
oh no!
I lost. I just couldn't get in, and
that's crazy. That is crazy. But I think that's a big lesson here in all of this is that everybody makes some mistakes, and we've had a few people on our channel talk to us about some of the mistakes that they've made. Here's the message for everybody. You're not alone. We're all new to this, and this isn't easy. And Tim Perry, you've said this before, right? That they've made it somewhat hard for the normies to really get in on this.
Regarding OMI or just crypto in general?
Just in crypto in general, but
like I said, I likened it to the internet when it first started, right? You had to dial up, and it never worked properly, and stuff like this, and scammers everywhere. And now it's a lot easier to, when you first got on, PayPal before PayPal existed and stuff, you were so hesitant to use your Visa card on the internet, and now we're using it all the time, right?
That's so true.
Yeah.
You just got to give it some more time.
Yeah. So I got a comment from my brother. When you search VV in eBay, you can see people trying to flip their digital art. People are making money buying and selling this stuff. So can you do it there? Can you sell your unicorn there? Or can you only do it through the VV app?
I think, Neil, I believe it's only through the app.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, because I know for a fact, they're not quite NFTs. Everything goes through the app. I know that. So you don't actually own that. You don't take the NFT and store it on anything you want. It's through the VV app. I'm sure that they'll be, I don't know, just my guess, but they'll adopt and it'll eventually evolve to maybe where you can pull it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the crazy thing with blockchain. You never know what they can pull it out.
Verna's leaving a message saying you can, but it's not this. Oh, it's not safe. So Verna, you mean they can sell it on eBay, but it's just not safe? Is that what you mean?
Okay.
I would presume you could. Yeah, you probably add on eBay and then sell through the app. Because I'm 100% certain that you cannot move your stuff out of the
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Out of the app, because it's not technically a complete NFT.
Okay.
Yeah. The blockchain, like the Omi coin, is blockchain, but the app itself is not fully. It's centralized, essentially.
Yeah. No, that's really, really good. So we must have lost poor Neil, our coin chaser. So
He'll get it back up and running. No worries.
Yep.
Yeah, so we're up to 60 people watching live. This is awesome for our first time. I'm still feeling like this is like trying to juggle, and so you are very good, Ryan, when you do this.
Well, I was going to say too, and for everyone who has come from the High Ride community here, thanks for showing support to Tim and Nancy Danter. Obviously, this is their channel, so if you haven't already done it, make sure while I'm talking and while my ugly mug is ranting off, take that hand, move your mouse, click the like button. Okay, guys, smash that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe. This is the first of many that we're going to be doing rocking and rolling with Crypto Night in Canada. So again, guys, help out the Danters because they've certainly helped out us. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and rock and roll with us here, guys.
Appreciate
We're doing
that.
good
Ryan.
for 15 minutes in. We're doing good for the amount of people. I'm happy with it.
I think that while we're sort of at the top of the hour here, or the bottom, whatever you call it in TV land, Tim Perry and I have been back and forth sort of off the camera. And Tim, I think it might be a good idea, or what do you think about just taking a moment and talking about sort of security and watching your P's and Q's with this whole crypto transaction process?
Yeah. Because
do you have any comments on that?
Yeah, I'm very conflicted, obviously, because I don't mind doing these shows, but like if you go through the videos of what I've been telling everyone to do, especially if you're just getting into crypto, don't, like in the words of TLC, don't go chasing waterfalls.
This guy and his one-liners are amazing, by the way.
But like, yeah, so one of your audience members the other day had an issue where they had used a third-party Fiat on-ramp through BitMax to get some OMI. And they did everything properly, in all fairness. They were worried that they had done something wrong. Tim maybe thought that. No, they did everything right. But that third-party site is pretty shady in a sense. I don't think it's a scam per se. I personally think that they're not admitting that they can't scale. They're not handling probably the traffic well. But one thing that was really shady was they had sent $200 or whatever and it said it was canceled, but it still went through. So the person then said, "Oh, it's been canceled. I'll resend the $200," and that also went through. And this person doesn't have a ton of money, they admitted, to throw around. So said that they had constantly like messaged you know what, I'm putting them on blast. Banksa, don't use Banksa, whatever, BANXA, because I went to their Twitter. They had tons of complaints, same issues that this person was having. And the poor person, and I said, and this goes to anyone listening right now, you want to get them to hear you because they'll just like avoid you. I put them on blast on Twitter. I called them out on Twitter. So they like DM me right away. They're like, "Oh, we want to help," like blah, 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 blah. And I asked the person, like, "Can I pretend I'm you right now to get you some," they said 5 to 10 business days that the money will be back in that person's account. We'll see. We'll try to keep them honest. If not, I'll just continue to do what I'm doing. But when I say like use Bitbuy, or maybe I know Rye has been saying that he's having okay with BlockFi or Shakepay or whatever. So my advice
is the availability, though. There's no access to anything that you guys are talking about. Like if I want Tether or Litecoin or Bitcoin or Ethereum, I'm good. But if I want to start getting into that OMI stuff, like I've only just started downloading MetaMask, which we were talking about before the stream or whatever. I only just started getting into that, but that's why I'm like like when I watch your videos, I feel so dumb sometimes because I'm lost. But that's something what you were just saying, Tim, is so important because it is a bit of a journey, and I've had to rewatch your videos a few times to start getting it a little bit more. And we're not professionals in any sense. We're not paid to do this. We're not advisors or anything. So you got to triple check, everybody. You do have to triple check, but it really does. It's unfortunate. SH happens, but you got to triple check, like Tim was saying, because again, we're doing our due diligence. At least that's where it's taken me at least a month and a half to even get this far into crypto. But we can't be on the hook. We do promote due diligence. But I haven't, with what my needs are, they've been met though with Shakepay and BlockFi for now, at least.
So, and that's cool but I've never experienced that. But this person tried something that I've never heard of, And, you know, that's why we had talked before about Bitbuy. And I think I had heard you guys talk when I watched one of your shows that like, okay, you don't want to pay fees. And that's fine. But for me, it's like when I'm moving large sums of money, Bitbuy's always been good to me. It's been in my bank account, everything. So why would I, you know, stray away from that and possibly have issues like some of these people are having right now? And then my advice too, if you don't understand what I've said, if you go through Nancy and my videos, there are always videos on YouTube that specify and go into like great detail about, say, Binance and how to go through Binance. You know, watch those videos. But my fear right now is that all these people that are new and watching don't just even like take what we're saying and go out there and think you got it. Like, if you're gonna do it, take what we said, because we're just giving you steps. If you're like, I'm having a problem with this step, Google it or go on YouTube and let it break it down for you more.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. So what we just put up there is always do your own research. But maybe what we could do is roll up. There's been so many comments, and maybe we could just start talking about some of these comments. And then one, Verena is saying, is it okay to let the OMI in the MetaMask and not in BitMax because they sell $200 safe wallet for Ecomi?
No, Ecomi is not compatible with the Ethereum network yet. I'm sure tonight when it goes live on Uniswap, they'll have an ERC like ERC20 token for it.
Yeah.
But it's on the Go network, I want to say right now. But anyways, I would wait. Follow Ecomi network on Twitter. Remember, always, if you guys are getting into this stuff, have a Twitter account, and if you are invested in a coin, follow their main page. They will give you all the instructions on when it's safe to move your from your other wallets to MetaMask and stuff. Like, remember, guys, like, you are now becoming your own bank. You're responsible for all your own money. Double check everything. Like, this is your money, hard-earned money. You know.
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
I got a question for Neil. Neil, are you learning all this stuff? Did you find it as confusing as we did to go in? That's not okay then.
I'm still thinking of the first conversation with Tim and my mutual friend, and just saying that I'd been reading about it. I've been interested. I've been talking about investing. And just the steps, like, okay, you got to go to Bitbuy and you create an account and then you put in money and then you convert it, but then you have to send it here. I'm like, what's MetaMask? And he's like, oh, it's a wallet and then you buy this on Uniswap. I'm like, so is that part of the same program? They're like, no. I'm like, all right. So basically the first step I took is I did Bitbuy, and I signed up, verified it, and put some money in, and that worked out okay. So I was like, okay, I'll take the next step. Personally, I do prefer, as someone new, I do prefer the exchanges. I find them a little bit easier to use. I had a problem with the extension on my MetaMask early on after I made my first purchase. I made 2 purchases, and then after that, we had some kind of setting that was off that Tim kind of walked me through, and I had 2 transactions pending for like a day before it canceled and that. So it's been quite the journey already, like a month in, but having someone like Tim to ask questions and getting, direct answers that are truthful is helpful, because the one time I did send something and I was freaking out because the first time it only took about an hour, and then it took about 5, and I'm like, where is this? Like, I double checked, and sure enough, it was there. It just took longer. And then lately, as we were talking earlier, BitBuy's been slower with the transfers.
Yeah. Yeah,
and Neil, you actually had a hell of a time with your MetaMask. Like, Neil's MetaMask issue, I had never encountered. So we literally we walked it through, and luckily, like, I had, it's like that old, your computer's not working probably, just turn it off, turn it back on.
Yeah,
we did that, and it worked.
Oh my God, the old school. You had to go old school.
We got your keys. We got his private keys off and everything, just in case it wiped out everything. He could re-bring it back on the blockchain. But I mean, I learned, through Neil, something new, as I'm still learning, right?
Well, and you learned something with one of our viewers that got into a little bit of hot water themselves. So I mean, and thank you for that. Verena is asking about this cold wallet that's on MetaMask for $200. I mean, obviously a cold wallet you can get cold wallets that are a lot cheaper than that. what's the view on a cold wallet, and what is a cold wallet for our viewers?
A cold wallet is all those like off storage, like USP style, ledgers, Tresners, they're called. But I think we spoke about this in another show that they aren't entirely safe either. You have a password for them, and if people are leaving their password on their electronic devices, they've been hacked. My big thing is like, what if like you got a kid, like some, like Neil, your daughter threw your stuff and thought, hey, I got this cool little USB drive, and she takes off with that. I don't know.
No more unicorn.
Yeah, and not to say trust these exchanges by any means, but like I've had I didn't have a lot on KuCoin when it got $150 million hack, and everything got replenished. Whereas Cryptopia I wasn't on, but a smaller exchange, it got hacked and that was it. It was done. Everyone lost their coins. So you don't want to be on that either. But I don't know. Well, let's face it. I mean, your own bank account. My mom's Bank of Montreal got hacked, right? But
yeah, no, it's crazy. Yeah. So maybe if we could switch gear for a minute. And I liked this comment or this question from Sean Duffy. He says, Tim, what factors into your decisions to sell something like OMI when the time comes? So what do you do? So this community is all excited. Most everybody that is part of Rise channel and we've been talking to probably dip their toes into OMI. Yeah. So what would be the decisioning factor, either yourself or the Coin Chaser? What are you guys going to do to decide to sell that?
Well, I'd like to hear Neil actually, just from like his more rookie, what he thinks.
Well, I've been following a number of people on Twitter. Like Tim said, Twitter's a great place to get info. And a comment that I heard today was, don't date it, don't love it, just trade it. And
don't marry it, just date it for a while.
Yeah, and it's true, right? But for me, I'm seriously considering holding on to OMI for a long time. I think it's the real deal. I'm very new, but every time I dig deeper into it, I get more excited. Their licenses are immense, and they've been super secretive. Everything I've read, they've been doing this since 2017, and none of this leaked until it seems like the last 6-8 months. And there's some huge news apparently that's coming. And so for me, I think it's the kind of thing where I'd want to probably just a term I've been using is a moon bag or a free bag, and wait until, maybe it goes 3-4 times what you bought it and sell a quarter of it to pay for the rest of it. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do, because I'm really trying to build my coin collection.
Okay.
And I really have trouble just dumping everything, especially if I like the project. So with this, I'm going to try and just probably get my money back, but I don't really think I'm going to do anything until more products launch, because as more products launch, more collectibles, and especially they start announcing more of these partnerships, which they are immense. Like Star Wars, I can't even imagine what's going to happen. Or Star Trek, right? And there's a lot of these that are coming out, and I actually have money to buy more NFTs, and I don't know where to go if I'm buying them maybe as a future asset, or am I buying this because I love Han Solo?
Yeah.
So it's a pretty exciting project for me that is going to be in my long-term portfolio.
Yeah,
I get caught up in the fact that I think you and I are both newbies at this, and I get caught up in all the buzz that goes on all these YouTube university channels about going 50 cents, 75 cents. I mean, at what point do you just go, wow, the money is just too good, I'm out of here, as opposed to hanging on for all those other licenses that may come in? Does the money out-tempt you from the long-term hold?
I think it's really going to depend, because I have a family. So, pulling out my investment is something that I'm very much interested in. But from everything I've read and looking at the previous bull run, pulling out at 10 cents could be the worst thing you do. So kind of what I'm thinking is take out a portion of my my profits. And one of the things I'm trying to do is build my Bitcoin holdings. So the other day, it was the first time I had a positive trade, and I put $10 in to my permanent Bitcoin that I put in my personal ledger, saying this never leaves this account, because I had a gain. I took my investment out and I put a portion of my gain into what I'm going to be holding. And this is how I'm trying to build my portfolio or my collection. But the hardest thing I'm doing right now is, as someone new, there's so many things that are exciting me, and I want to go here and I want to go there. And especially the stuff when you see these people that have done well, is they hold on during that first run. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to be the guy that sells at 10 cents when it goes to $1.
I think one of the most valuable things that I have got, one of them, and I say one, Tim Perry, from you, is the fact of how to be smart about taking the money out and not taking it all out. There's a strategic plan, Tim, that there's a strategic plan that you let me in on, and I never really thought of it that way because I don't dabble in stocks and bonds and stuff like that, right? I pay someone to do that.
I mean, I'll be dead honest. I don't follow my rules to a T that I tell you guys, but I'm telling you guys how to play it safe, because I know, like, I've lost a lot of money, but I also bounced back really fast, right? Like, I've lost 6 figures down to 4 and made it back really fast. And all my crypto buddies are like, how? And I mean, just yesterday, Neil got my play-by-play on how mad I was. I jumped into some coin and I'm already down 70% on a massive buy on that. And that was half my OMI stack and stuff like this. And I get a little discouraged, and I was going to buy into this 120, Xer today, but I'll bounce back because I always make sure I keep some. But I mean, Neil's got it on point. Like Neil's looking at it smart, and we discussed with Neil and our other buddy, they both have kids. So they're able to be like, I got kids, I got to play it safe. Whereas I'm like, I'm free. And I'm just doing things. So I actually like talking to them because me and Neil, especially like regarding this one today, we both like had to dial back the FOMO because we didn't have the funds to allocate at the time to get in on the entry.
Yeah.
Our other buddy did.
Yeah.
And by the way, we do have special coin chaser horseshoes in our Etsy shop.
Oh, geez. We do not. We do not. We have a bunch of questions. I'm hoping we can, I posted one up from Derek here, and I'm going to try to flip through them really quick. So if we can answer some of the people that are commenting. So Derek says, what happens to OMI coins when the franchise decides to create their own platform and leave VV? I think we need to kind of explain VV a little bit, that it's a trading platform, right? The franchise may have their own stuff. They're going to get money from it. Is that not correct?
Well, think just use Netflix and Disney Plus as a thing, right? When Netflix had all the Disney movies, once Disney Plus came out, it ends, right? These licenses are only like, they're deals for X amount of time. Now, the good news is I don't think your Batmans and stuff, if DC came along and said, we're taking our licenses back. Obviously, you still keep the Batman, which in all fairness, if you own these collectibles and something like DC comes along and says, we're ending our deal, those things become more valuable. So I would love for like the NFL to, pull out after a while, and then you're left with all these collectibles, right? But no, it's a good question. We don't know what could happen with that.
Yeah.
The one thing about it is they are interconnected. It is the app for the coin, and so they are almost one and the same. Like they're together. So right now, you can't actually take off your NFT off of VV right now. Like there's other NFTs you can get and showrooms where you can put them. One is TVK, Terra Virtua. They are having a big launch, or had it. I haven't checked in on it yet, just because dad duties. But they actually have a showroom, and they partnered with Eternity, which is doing exceptionally well. And you could take your NFTs from Eternity and put them in your showroom in the Terra Virtua. They call it the Fan Cave. And that's where you can buy posters, and some of them move, or pictures. Like when I started digging into what the NFT market is, and especially in this area, it's immense what they're doing. And some of the one area, they call it the Terra Dome. You could have Godzilla in the Terra Dome and then fight Godzilla with your friend who has King Kong. They just released that.
Hey, Neil, KB Direct, B Pro is another one getting hot. Let Neil tell you about B Pro.
Well, this one here, sorry. B Pro is another one getting hot. So KB Direct is asking the question.
Go, Coin Chaser.
So I just actually got rid of all my B Pro at almost double what I bought it for, and I put it all back in AMI. That was like 2 days ago. Yeah. So I'm not too happy to hear this about B Pro, but so it is a blockchain that is trying to kind of empower users to be their own filmmakers, and to give you the ability, and from what I saw, to make it a little bit easier for people to get in. There's some announcements coming in June, and apparently some of it is gambling related. So it's a very interesting project. I don't know a lot about it. I just know that it was a good deal when I got it. I love my penny coins, even though I'm slowly learning that they're never going to, very seldom will they ever make me money.
It's market cap.
Yeah, and that's something that I had to learn is new. Like, it's like, oh no, I want the 1 cent coin that's going to go to 10, and I want 200 of those coins, right? And Tim was like, "What are you talking about, man? Like, that's not how it works."
I feel bad because
how do you come up with these coins? Because a little bit of backstory here. It's kind of like going to the horse races with Nancy. I like that name. Let's bet on it. Is that how you pick your coins?
No, that's not how it went. My friend Mark, who's on here somewhere, because I've seen him make a comment, he tells me things. And then I call Tim Perry, and now clearly Tim Perry's calling you. So this is how this is going.
Okay, so once the bus passes over Nancy, how do you pick these coins? How do you like?
So, well, I kind of like to tease myself. I've always loved thrift shopping. You know, I was talking to Tim about it. I've always loved going to those secondhand stores and taking the time and finding the stuff. And I'm a big guy, so I don't find stuff that fits me very often. But man, do I love to find that, you know, South African Springboks rugby jersey that's like, and this is the best find ever. It's like 150. I found it for $4. These coins are the exact same thing for me, but even better. So what I do is I've got a few people I started watching videos, and there's a lot of influencers and personalities, but I try and listen to what they're talking about and what the idea is, and then I'll go to usually CoinGecko and click on the website, and is that me or?
It's not on our end.
Yeah, not on my end.
I'll go to CoinGecko, click on the website, go through there, start digging, go on their Twitter. I did get on Telegram, even though like in my profile, Coin Chaser, it says old dog trying to learn new tricks. And man, Telegram is whoa. Like I've had no social media presence for years by choice. And I got into Twitter for this, and Telegram is, I don't know how many people are direct messaging me and
no normies. Sorry, Neil, we gotta throw this out to anybody.
Sorry.
No normies go on Telegram.
Okay.
None of you guys try Telegram. If you do not give anybody any money. Don't do anything. You get offered scams every day. And we even almost offered one for 2 seconds the other day. And I had to like Neil's like, oh, look at this. And if I probably wasn't near the computer, Neil might have bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the people on their channel, it's starting to creep for them. But on my channel, for instance, dude, I could post a video and within a half an hour, I have all of a sudden I got 150 comments in like 30 seconds. And it's all these people with like scripted, and then all the way down at the bottom, boom, wow. Telegram blasted every single time. It's like they're all over the place, these people, man. And they target the heck out of crypto. If I don't make a video about crypto, I don't get targeted. When I make a video about crypto and hashtag Bitcoin or whatever the heck it is, swear to God, everybody, swear to God, I have to spend the next few hours blocking about 8,000 people from Russia or wherever the heck they're coming from and just spamming the accounts. Telegram's crazy like that.
Well, you know why? It's because if you send your Bitcoin or something, you fall for one of these scams. They can't track you as easily as if you were to like get money from a bank account. And
that's exactly it, because I'll either see Telegram scams or WhatsApp. So the only thing that you can totally not trace whatsoever, or without ease at least, Telegram, WhatsApp. You know what I mean? So I just because of my channel alone, I can't even use the app. I almost refuse to touch it. It just screams scam to me, especially with crypto. They're all over it. So I don't know. I've noticed it.
If it's okay, I've seen a lot of comments. I just want to kind of give love to the audience on some of the things. I think it was like Nuon or something mentioned Tron X. I wouldn't touch that with anybody's money. The CEO, Justin Sun, he's nothing but a hype train. Same thing, kind of like, don't get me wrong, if Cardano pulls off what they pull off, platform might be good. TronX, kind of Ethereum killer. No, TronX I wouldn't touch with anything, man. It's an empty coin. StormX, Chris L, super solid coin. What other ones? Link, someone just said I want to buy Link because of Nintendo. Chainlink's a powerhouse, man. It is a blue chip. It's not going anywhere. It's up a ton, but it's going to continue to go up a ton. And Redbeard, yeah, it does look like I'm from the 80s right now. Tie-dye's coming back.
Listen, at least you admit it. Chris L was wondering about your thoughts on StormX. They work with Walmart.
Yeah, I just mentioned it. StormX is solid, man. I got nothing wrong with it. And then someone just said Union too. The ticker is UNN.
Yeah, and and Tim's very bullish on Union. That's the one he got. He recommended for Tim and I to start to build our portfolio with. And
well, number one hold.
Yeah, the number one
so
hold.
Good. You're still bullish on it, right?
Super bullish, yeah. But I mean, like, and I maybe we'll start getting. I don't know if I feel.
Go. So you got it.
Our other buddy who actually just said he wouldn't mind coming on the show as well. He's also brought, like, Neil has brought more to light the NFTs and really got me to like look harder at the NFTs with his passion towards that sector. And we got another friend, the one that we're kind of like all bouncing ideas off of. And, you know, he's like, oh, I got in this coin the other day, SPI, and it's an e-commerce one. And we look and he's already done like a 2X in 2 weeks. And we're like, good for you. And then we just started looking at all these. And that's when our buddy brought us ShopX. And I agreed with him. Like, this is going to be massive. And of course it does 120X out the gates. There's another coin I'm eyeing called XCUR, Curate. It just dipped on their app just came out today. They're also e-commerce. So we're noticing that it's like a sleeper little narrative that's making a lot of money right now. It's e-commerce coins.
What was the name of that one again? I have to put it.
XCUR. There's another one, DES. Do your due diligence on that one. I think that's scammy. Looks dirty, but it's getting a lot of attention. But just don't sue me. You know, it looks scammy.
Okay, and Nelson has asked this question, I think, every week since we've been on High Ride channel. We keep forgetting to ask you. And I've just posted it up there. He stumbled across Token Set and was wondering if you've ever seen it and have any thoughts on what Anthony Sassano is doing there.
I don't know a whole lot. Token Sets is just an exchange, I think, correct? And I don't know who Anthony Sassano is. But Token Sets doesn't get a lot of volume. Like, I don't know enough to know about whether it's a shady exchange or anything. I always thought Token Sets was an exchange that has like maybe 30,000 in volume. I could check right now.
I will say this while he's actually, or just checking, guys, because again, maybe it's just it's a habit at this point, but I'm always tracking. We've got quite a few new people too who have just picked up in the last few minutes, last 10, 15 minutes. And as everyone knows, this is the very first episode we're doing here, the Crypto Night in Canada. Rocking and rolling, guys. Hit like and subscribe, but we're all the way up to about 70 people for the very first live stream, guys. So like that button says, hit like and subscribe. The High Ride community is all here. I see you guys rocking and rolling. You're amazing. For all the new people, Tim and Nancy Danter are nailing this crypto thing. And then once a week, I think they were planning, but Crypto Night in Canada, guys, this is the first one. We're working out some kinks. We're getting to know each other. We all just met for the first time. So, hit that like button, guys, because it really is. I'm having a lot of fun. It's been 40 minutes. We're at 73 people now. So again, share it with everybody. But this really is a great time. And all these questions, I'm kind of catching up. I'm learning a little bit about these tokens. I'm interested in B Pro, that's for sure. Maybe it's just because of the content or what it represents. I don't know, but I'm learning little bits of things. And I just want to say this, though. For all of the people who came over from my side of things, there's been a few comments that right over your head, okay? And that's how I felt getting into this. So this is why we're not going to go back to stage one doing Crypto 101. We're not going to do that. I'm even myself as the know-nothing guy, I'm past 101. So I think it's great that they're just chatting like that. But if you have questions, ask them, guys, because we'll do our best to answer them. But like I said, if you guys haven't already seen it, Tim and Nancy Danter and Tim Perry have a series of videos. Seriously, guys, go check that out after you're done with this live stream, because if you piece all that together and then come back to us when we do have these live streams, you're going to really be in a different position and understand a little bit. I just wanted to mention that right around the 70 people mark, which is amazing, guys. I'm happy.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna throw this out to the audience. Like, my time is limited, people. Like, go back for the beginner stuff. Watch this and then you can come back, because now we're gonna start talking about coins and stuff that you guys can make a lot of money. But obviously, if you don't know what the heck to do before that, we've already established a lot of the basics.
Exactly.
And then you can obviously go to YouTube after that to.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say
that still needs to be elaborated on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
Nancy, let me just say one more thing, actually, because I've noticed a few people from my channel curious why they're not able to actually give back to the Tim and Nancy Danter channel here today. So that's incredible that you guys were willing to throw them some cash and that you guys are happy with the foursome that we got here rocking and rolling. I will say this, and this is even more incentive for you guys and to help them out. Once they hit 1,000 subscribers and are officially a monetized YouTube channel, they will be able to start accepting all of these. So maybe if you were going to donate tonight, maybe just keep it in the back pocket. And then the second they're ready to go at that 1,000 subs, blast it, because I know they do appreciate it. And I mean, I was reading that in the comments and people are literally like trying to change their YouTube settings. Why can't I give them money? So it's like literally, guys, and I'm so happy that you guys are so generous and keep that up, but just keep that in the back pocket, because the second they hit that 1,000 subscribers, guys, you guys can really show your love for the Tim and Nancy Danter channel. Just wanted to mention that. Yeah.
So more love to your audience here. Theta, absolute juggernaut. It's also a blue chip. You put it up where with Link and Aave. Rosecoin, anything privacy to me is always going to be a thing. Affinity, don't know a lot about it, so I can't help you there. And
I went and looked. BPro is DeFi gaming and setting up your own gaming platform. So kind of creating your own game. So I was wrong. It's not video. It's DeFi gaming. Pardon me.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for all of this. I think the key thing, first of all, thank you, Ryan. This is really overwhelming. I don't know how you.
Well, I'm throwing my hand up. I keep throwing my hand up because obviously, like, let's face it, this rapid fire thing, you got the most like positive. Everyone's like, keep doing this.
Yeah.
And obviously, I've told you, you want followers, and here's like, it's the truth. But the most people that have influencers and followers, and I've told Neil this when he wants to start building up his Twitter and stuff like this and make this into more, is talk a lot of coins.
Yes.
Obviously.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Financial advice out there, because like we're not professionals, but we can give you little breadcrumbs, but you gotta make the loaf, like.
Yeah.
So there's one for you there, Tim, from
What's
Elmo.
Elmo says,
Alice, CHRCHZ.
well, one's Chili's.
Chili's.
Chili's. I'm gonna hand Alice over to Neil. Neil loves it.
So
What is
I think it's a really interesting project. So the theme of the game is that you can go into My Neighbor Alice, and the coin is Alice, and that is the native currency to the game. They just had a release in the last couple of days where you could actually go and buy land in the game before the game's even built. And this is where you will create your ideal place and make what you want in Alice, and you can farm coins. You can one of the really interesting things that blew my mind is you could buy land, and then I could just rent it out to someone to use in the virtual space. So I own the land, but they create the land and they pay me in Alice to use my land. Like it's just things like this are incredible, and have just really just unleash something that's exciting. Like all these things that I never thought would be possible, and all these people are doing. Alice is a project that I just know a little bit about, but I grabbed coins and I don't want to get rid of them because it's a native currency. And something that Tim has drilled home since I started doing this is the utility of a coin. What does it do? Why do you want to hold it? Well, this is the native currency of this platform. So this is how you're going to make payments. You can exchange NFTs. You can make, there's so many things you can do in this platform. And the center of this platform is the Alice token. At one point, I think it was up to $30 on launch, and it's dipped as low as I think I saw just around $11. Wow. It's slowly making its way back, I think.
We know not to go in on launches now, don't we?
Oh, we do. I'm especially new and trying to rein myself in with my excitement. I'm going to probably try and take a more measured approach after launches and come back to them a few days later and see if they've evened out. I actually just did that with one project last night that I'm just blown away with, and it did. And I'm sad because when I woke up in the morning, it was less expensive. This one's called Bliss. It's Bless, BLES, and they are bringing artists to the NFT realm. But this is one of the things, they have secret drop boxes. So you would go in and spend your coin, and you would get some piece of art from this artist, from the collection. But you don't know the rarity. You don't know what it is. It's going to be, I think they said, basically they set the price, so it might be $100 or $200 a box. And then you randomly get one, and it could be an ultra rare, super expensive piece of art. Or it could be something that you could use later. And right now they're actually out there, from what I've been reading in that, looking for curators to host exhibits in this space.
Really?
It had this huge launch. It went up to over $10. It's now dropped down to about $4. And the one thing I know, you can see I've got some art here, but none of it's really original. I don't have that kind of money. The one thing I know is that people that want art and own art are usually wealthy. Mm. And so when this went down to a lower level, and it's trying to do, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. What they're trying to do is not like anything else anyone else is doing. The one woman is a crypto enthusiast who's the CEO and a Yale graduate. So I think she's probably pretty clever. And the other gentleman has multiple degrees, the two that you can see. And this one has me excited because I've always loved going to museums and art, in that one of my close personal friends, his mom had an art gallery for many years. And the one thing that this the coronavirus has done is stop people from going out. And I know I read a couple months ago, the Louvre in France had made a digital collection. They had digitized their collection because no one could come to their museum. Well, this is taking that, and they've already got a number of artists there. They've got profiles. They've got and as I've learned in crypto, there's always stuff coming, right? But it's a super exciting project, and I'm humming and hawing if I'm going to go and get ShopX or if I should go grab some more Bless.
Interesting.
So that number is BLESS or
BLES is the ticker.
Yeah.
And it's called Blind Box. It's
I like the thought of it because it's got that surprise element to it. So
yes,
and that is going to be a big thing. It's like Pokemon. Everyone's waiting. There was another listing today, obviously dropped right out the gates pretty hard, but it had quite the hysteria behind it because and it total ripoff of Pokemon, but they called it Pokémon because it's on Polkadot. Anyways, they're doing that. You unwrap a digital wrapper, so to speak, and obviously you may have a rare Pokemon in it, but why would you touch that when probably Omi, in my opinion, will lock in Pokemon at some point?
Yeah.
That's total high school gossip, people. Don't take me for my word.
So we've got some comments here. So Tim Perry or the coin chaser. What about Axion?
Staking in, say, Axion.
Don't know a lot about it, so I don't know like the staking tokenomics in it. But I mean, if you can find a coin that you can stake, why wouldn't you, right? It's passive income.
So can you explain to us proof of work versus staking?
Yeah, POS versus POW. So it's similar, like gold, right? You have to go out and you have to mine for gold. Okay, that's a proof of work. You went out, and obviously you know that when you bought that gold, someone was out there using their hard, muscles and everything to get that. The same way that Bitcoin work. You have to have all these computers solving algorithms, mathematical equations, and when they pull it off, they earn some Bitcoin. That's proof of work. Proof of stake is a really, it's a lazy way, but I like it. Where if you own a coin, you can put it on their platform, or they'll have, some avenue where you can stake your coins and you just sit it on the network. It does help strengthen their network. That's why why staking? Well, when you stake a coin, that means it's locked in their thing. They know that that's not out in circulation, which helps with the appreciation of the price and strengthen the network. So there's a reason why they're paying you money to stake. So staking is literally just holding a coin and earning interest on it, essentially.
And you have to leave it in there. And you have to leave it in there for set terms, right? Like
No, you can do. It depends. You can do lock-in stakes. Some coins have lock-in stakes where you get way better returns. Take for instance ShopX. If you were to lock in stake for a year, you'd get 250% your original stack back. So if you had 100,000 coins, you would after that year you would have 350,000, including the 100 that you had started with. Whereas normally now, Union will have a staking program. I've heard it's going to be about 10%, maybe max APY a year. That just involves you coming and going as you please. You know, you want to stake for 2 days and get out, you can.
So the other thing that I saw, Ledn and BlockFi just did an adjustment to their rates for.
Yeah, they dropped it.
Right?
Yeah. That's how they sucker you in, right? It's like apartment buildings.
There's something to be said too. I mean, just because quite honestly, just the marketing of it alone, it's obvious where this is going to go. Just like Shakepay has reduced their shaking Satoshis, whatever. This is the way it's going to go. We're going to see, but I was watching some CEO interviews and I brought this up to the Danters, but I think the company's called Voyager. I think I screwed it up last time when I said it, but the CEO of Voyager easily just said this is the nature of it. We're getting people to accept crypto with unreasonably high interest rates that we will not be sustainable, but their plan, at least with Voyager, is a 3 to 5 year swing back down to the 199 type thing. And I see that as being totally reasonable because you know what? It's not, I mean, how fast crypto has been adopted this year by the masses as opposed to, it seems, every other year. And maybe it's just a reflection of how we felt after COVID. Who knows what it is, but this year it blew up. But it was so predictable that BlockFi would do that. And it was funny because I made a video about it, or not a video about it. I mentioned it in a video and then like 2 days later, they lower their friggin' rates. I'm like, but it's so obvious what they're going to do. But also, for instance, like on BlockFi, how you can borrow against your funds or you borrow against your coins. Those rates are also going to drop too. So it's going to be more mainstream to use it like we use cash. And I think that they're actually, marketing this really, really well just because I mean, I'm only using BlockFi because they're paying me a ridiculous interest rate to keep it there. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I wouldn't. I would just keep it in my wallet, anywhere else. But it's a predictable path. But anyway, the CEO of Voyager was saying, at least with Voyager, they're like 3 to 5 years before they were to stable out. But that was learned on YouTube University. Lots of stuff you can find when you're searching for these CEO interviews and this and that. But
yeah,
I mean,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The main thing on why crypto is going to become mainstream adopted is distributed ledger. It keeps everything honest. People can't price gauge. People can't do that. And obviously, the other side of that coin is the smart contract, eliminating the middlemen. Those are the two major things. And obviously, these staking and all these other things are just to sucker you in and get you kind of like, it's the fluff stuff. But I just want to panda blaze regarding. I don't understand why someone would just buy an NFT and just screenshot it. Thank you. That's exactly how I feel with most of the NFT.
Serious. That's a really good question that comes up like 100 times. Coin Chaser, maybe explain this one, dude, because like you bought one now.
I probably didn't explain it the best. So what it would be is you can go into augmented reality, and then I would take a picture of the NFT with, say I had, a real unicorn and I wanted this fake unicorn to be next to it, or with my daughter and that. But what it is it's the kind of the real world interaction. But one thing, when I was talking with my wife about it, and she's like, Neil, I don't know what you're talking about, like, she said the one good thing about it is you could never damage your collection, right? So if you had something valuable and it was in a case and say one of your children got into it, smash.
Well, it's funny though, because
right?
you were describing a second or a few minutes ago, we're an hour into it now, but you were describing on your Twitter, you describe yourself as an old dog learning new tricks. And I'm a young dog and I can't figure this out. You know what I mean? Like I literally cannot figure out why the heck I would, because now it's at a moral quandary for selling an NFT, which is something you know what I mean? So yeah. I'm at that mind space where I mean, maybe like Tim Perry, but when he just said that, I'm like, okay, that's exactly why I just don't know what it is yet, but they haven't, I mean, there's some NFTs to me that make total sense, but I don't understand the like Superman in a mirror NFT, for instance. That's like something I don't understand. And like so many on my channel, and I'm seeing in the comments, they're not understanding it. So like, what is maybe the future value of this that you could perceive? Like, honestly.
Well, no, it's still to this, the bubble is going to burst and it's going to be ugly. Because I still don't agree with the NFT narrative on most of the art stuff. If I can just copy and paste, screenshot it, I don't care if it's the original. I don't give two, flying ass.
That's my thing too.
But
I mean, that's
the actual tech behind an NFT is far beyond. Like the normies are getting suckered in by these collectibles, but that's not where the value in an NFT is. You could NFT. This is what ShopX is doing. You can NFT a lamp you want to sell, as we were talking about in one of the videos with Tim and Nancy, and NFT it and throw it across multiple sites like Etsy, eBay, all of them, because you can't do that now because you might double sell. So this will be like, okay, that lamp is sold, taken off the market. NFT has great function there. Or if you want to have fractional reserve, fractional rights in a house or land or real estate.
But this is a question that I have because I was intrigued. So, for instance, everyone knows Jack Dorsey the CEO of Twitter, sold his first tweet. They've been trying to get Trump to sell his last tweet ever as on there. But like little things like that, funny enough, but I'm sure there are people who pay millions of dollars. What I'm saying is this, though, like for Jack Dorsey's sold tweet, now, do you own the image or do you own the code on Twitter that originated and like, you know what I mean? Like, do you own the source code of that original HTML page to say that I own that freaking thing? Or is it literally you own the image and it's verified that you own the image? Because like, if I could own Jack Dorsey's tweet and it was verified that I own a chunk of coded page, I would feel 10 times more value than an image of that tweet. You know what I mean?
I think you're right, but obviously that's it. That's a good question. But
well, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't even make an assumption. I have no idea. But I mean, that's the only way I could see value in like a tweet. You know what I mean? But no, that was a question. Maybe the Coin Chaser, maybe you. I thought one of you would know if they're selling the actual code or if it's just an image.
Well, and Scott saying that's not a complete true statement. Tim, the major side of the coin is fraud. Well, you have also people right now, NFTs, that are saying that the original content creator, and they're not. And many, artists are going, I did not NFT this, right? So people are just like stealing people's tweets and stuff like this from their stuff and NFTing it themselves. So there's a whole gray range that I don't like with NFTs. 100%.
So then maybe with Vive, for instance. So then again, I guess with marketplaces, the next question is how deep do they get into the verification process? Because if that's even possible, then even more reason why I don't want to buy an NFT. If I even have the ability to steal a screenshot from, say, Neil down here and post it on my own without any verification, but it's an image I can upload on the blockchain, like, you know what I mean? So I guess that verification doesn't exist, or?
No, I honestly totally agree with you. This is where you guys, like, once I've told, I don't know where we're at and what videos we've put out yet, but in one of the videos I say, like, if you're in NFT type coins, don't focus so much, don't worry too much on your coin, worry about the entire space, because that bubble will pop. And when that bubble pops, luckily the money's going to come back to, in my opinion, better real world use case, because my coins are getting hit right now as I watch NFTs go nuts. And I'm in OMI now, but like I'm in coins that are going to disrupt banking and help passive income for people that, never have to work again. Like you can be your own lender. You can even borrow and still make money, like yield credit. So these are things that can actually change stuff. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for, hearing, like collectibles are a big thing. And sure, I'll play it because it's hype right now, but I'll be out when the minute I hear any air coming out, I'm gone.
Well, and that's the thing, Tim. So, and Tim Perry. So I'm addicted to this YouTube University idea. I always watch interviews with CEOs on a channel that that's all he does. He's live streaming and he interviews CEOs all the time. It's Meet Kevin or whatever the heck. Anyway, so he was interviewing this CEO of a company. So there's NFTs with digital art. Okay. And then this other company was literally IPOing on the market physical art now. So Kobe Bryant's last game ever, he signed the ground, okay, and then they removed the boards, and that was preserved forever. So now you can buy, say, 100,000 shares. You can buy into that piece. Now that's a physical piece of art being stored elsewhere. For instance, you can also buy portions of a Triceratops skull, funny enough, but it's a physical item being stored, being secured, temperature managed, like it is like an item that you could, so I'm just wondering, because with that item, you still probably can't go and touch it, you know what I mean? But is there some value with it being real, so to speak?
That's where the only true use case for that kind of side of NFTs and collectibles is valuable to me. Like, I saw a video the other day. I honestly don't know if it is true, so I could just be falling for what it is. But apparently you can now scan this artwork, this physical art piece. They scanned over, and there was like something embedded in it, like a QR code probably. I don't know what for sure. But it acknowledged, and obviously right there, oh my God, like that's the original art piece.
Yeah.
That makes sense because physical art fraud, stuff like that. And
well, that's the thing too. And for Neil too, because I've seen, I don't know if, that Beeple, you were talking about, I'm not a Marvel or superhero guy. I don't know the names of these like Iron Mans or whatever, but that one that just blew up there that I've been seeing it on Vive. I don't know what the name is, but I saw that someone actually received, it was like a plaque almost. The image was in there. On the back was a QR code. And I thought, okay, at least it has become real. Like, you know what I mean? Like, does that have value for you, Tim? And then Coin Chaser, does that give you more value if it was actually physically present? Or are you just content with it, like, on the phone? Because I'm still, again, I'm the newbie in the group, right?
Well, let's get Neil, because Neil obviously sees more value in it. So
that's what I mean. Yeah. So
the biggest thing I'm trying to do, and I have a degree in history and theater. So I've always been about the sciences and the arts. And what it is if you think about, if you know a collector, do they just kind of collect something, or do they collect all of it? Every single scrap. If they're a collector, they want it all.
For sure. I just don't understand why you wouldn't have it turned into something physical. Like, even if I had to pay to have the image professionally printed and embossed in glass, whatever I had to do, and then a QR code on the back, I just don't understand. So I guess you've evolved now to a point though where physical or digital, there is no difference at like now, or
what I'm kind of going with is I work in healthcare and I work at a local hospital, and everything went digital when we were booking appointments and setting appointments. Anything that didn't have to be in person went digital. So I think that's going to happen in every aspect of our life now. I can totally get what you're saying, but art is such an emotional thing, and emotions require connection. And I've never been an artsy fartsy type of guy, but I do know that what I do love, I want it in my life regardless. Like, it's not like I've got a box of stuff. When I moved to Calgary, I had 3 boxes, 2 of clothes and 1 of just shit I'm never going to get rid of in my entire life. And it's just, I'm asking these questions. It might seem repetitive, but I'm just trying my best to understand the value of something that I cannot feel, I cannot touch, I cannot sense. You know what I mean? Just because art is kind of emotional. That's behind the pricing of it. You know what I mean? So I just don't see the connection. I wouldn't say I'm a collector. I'm looking at this as first releases, as something that's probably going to be very rare, and a lot of people aren't really in crypto right now. What is it? 1% or less than 2% of people. So it's quite the opportunity. But if you have, what's your favorite movie? Like, do you have a favorite film or something like that?
Honestly, yeah, I do. But let's just put it this way: Top Gun. If I had something, and I can't wait for the new Top Gun to come out. The trailers were crazy. But
you should go check out Terra Virtua. It's TVK is the ticker. I've had some. From what I've learned, the chart is quite bullish. It is playing games with me right now, but I do feel like it's going to go. You could go and pick up a Maverick helmet and put it in your digital collection, or Iceman, or Goose. Or you could go get the one of the jets and put it in the Terror Dome that they fly. So it's really, I think, making it accessible for people to collect and have something, because basically now all we do is stuff on our phone, right? So now you could have all these things that you're super passionate about, and for VV, you can invite someone to come into your showroom to look at your stuff. And so it's a way for you to network and kind of collect and show it off without actually physically, I guess, having it. I'm still trying to get my head around it, but I do think it's really brought a lot of attention to the normies, which I still am. I'm just diving in as much as I can. But it has brought so much attention. But the most I've read is that the real value and the real impact that NFTs is going to have, and this is where a large point of my portfolio that I've been creating is in e-gaming and esports and the NFTs. So the example would be in Alice, or the one I'm looking at, and this is it's 30 something cents today. It's been bouncing around. It's called Anarchy X, ANRKEY is the ticker. And they just got an executive. He's been in the music industry for 20 years. And then he went and he was running a crypto exchange. And their whole thing is DeFi gaming. So I was digging into it more. And what you're actually doing in this game, which is like Battlefield 2323, is you're going to be doing co-op battles with people while physically mining and doing DeFi work for them. And then what they do is they actually reward based on staking or you betting on who's going to win. You get NFT drops that are rare cards, or say it's a special hat for your character or a special weapon. Or
see, that I can see value in.
That's where I think NFTs are really going to be big.
Yeah.
Because I'm just thinking of when I was in university, I had two roommates in an apartment, and they played WoW, World of Warcraft. And they used to both be at their computer with the doors open in separate rooms talking. And I didn't play, and I'd go in the other room and play like a sports game, and they would just talk. And I remember being like, "What are you guys doing?" They're like, "Oh, we're fishing." I'm like, "What?" Like, it's awesome outside. We can go fish. And they're like, "No, we're doing this for experience and to get blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, back then I didn't get it, and I saw how big that community is. And now with how much more we're connected, especially during COVID, gaming and esports exploded. And I think this is where really I believe NFTs is gonna really go.
It's funny because looking back on it, you have to wonder how influential Pokemon Go it was for getting people used to a digital character or digital being of actually relevant to their lives. It just looking back on it, I think, Pokemon Go might have been, the match in the hayfield and just lit everything up. But I mean, I'm still such an early, I don't have enough money to justify it yet. You know what I mean? Maybe my knowledge gap will close versus cash at some point. But it's just, that's why I'm asking these questions.
Well, Ryan, were you a gamer? Were you a gamer?
Never.
Were you into those? No. Yeah, see, this is why you can't get your head wrapped around it. I wasn't a gamer either. So I'm like, I don't get any of this.
Well, that's why you know where the money, that's why when Niels told me about it, that's why I got into Omi and stuff, because I could still see value. Ryan just mentioned augmented reality, Pokemon Go, right? You go out into the real world and stuff would be moving. That's where Omi's going to have the value. This DeLorean that's coming out, it moves around. Yeah, so that's one thing as an NFT. Cool. You may be able to screenshot that DeLorean and hold it on your phone. But if you don't own the actual the moving NFT, you're not going to be playing augmented reality. So you can drive your DeLorean around on your street with your phone. I still could care less about it, but some people will at least bite into that more because you only own the physical NFT of the moving DeLorean. You could have a picture of it, but you don't have it driving around. That's where at least I could see some people like, oh, I love Back to the Future and I want to drive around, because people buy apps for $2, $3, right? So they might do that.
And your point about Pokemon Go is really good, because you know how many articles I read about people that went into restricted areas to catch. I never played Pokemon Go, and they were going to restricted areas that were military bases and stuff because they wanted to get a character. And it's like, if that was happening then, what's going to happen?
But where's Pokemon Go now?
That's exactly the point, and
you
that's
saw
why I
people
want.
walking into poles. And
That's exactly. Yeah.
In bushes. You know what? And you knew they were playing Pokemon Go. Now, if I see someone in a bush, I'm calling the cops, right? Like so. Yeah, no, I think it's still a big enough bubble, and when that bubble burst, I was watching it was about Omi the other day, and that Logan Paul, Jake Paul, one of those dudes on YouTube, high on Omi, and he said the same thing I said in one of the episodes prior. The NFT bubble, when it pops, is going to be ugly, but there will be some survivors, and those survivors will be the licensed and the intellectual property ones. You know, I screenshotted this picture right now, NFT'd it. Like, I'm sorry,
this is crazy. We did end up going down a bit of a rabbit hole with these NFTs.
Sorry.
And no, because
that's what this is about, right? I mean, it's
that's the beauty of the live stream.
This is the beauty of the live stream, and we don't script any of this stuff. We barely even have a conversation before. We have a few thoughts in case we go sideways, but I feel like there's nobody on this call that hasn't got nothing to say. Let's just say that.
So maybe go back to our community here. Candace, selling NFTs, give buyers a recipe for and selling shares. That's totally what you could do with your NFT. I would prefer to securitizing tokens, getting like tokenizing something that I wanted shares in with Ravencoin over an NFT. And I still think in the long run that Ravencoin will be Ravencoin does anything better than an NFT. That's just my opinion, but securitizing tokens will be a way bigger thing. And that's and Neil pointed out earlier, the future is digitized, right? And one thing that is true is if you buy a movie online and you hold it online, you're still going to be pissed off if it's gone. So there is value in digitizing stuff. But yeah, you'll see shares, everything. Wall Street will be digitized, and they'll most likely use security tokens to. And
this might seem like not a deep comment, but the better that these NFT developers can connect to our five senses, the more successful it's going to be, because that simply is what it is. Because right now, if this NFT doesn't connect to a single sense of mine, biologically not happening, and that's just the brain chemistry won't allow me to accept something that doesn't trigger at least something in my brain, right? So their ability to augment reality, where we can now walk, see it with our eyeballs. There's two senses right now. Can we hear it? There's the ability to now trigger five senses and the development, and that's what I'm waiting for, because quite honestly, right now I can only see one sense, eyesight, and that's about it. I can't touch it, I can't hear it, I can't walk around with it. So when we hit these five senses, mark my words, as the amateur in here, there's one thing I'm good at, and it's the psychology of the thinker kind of thing, whether it be stocks or crypto, just with my, you know what I mean? So that's the one thing I pride myself on. And until I see more than one sense being checked off this box, I can't physically put 100% of me behind something that's only triggered 20% of my requirements. You know what I mean? So
to your point,
to have these.
Okay, so to your point on that, I showcased at a conference recently, and I'm in the healthcare industry as well. I showcased this video that was produced by a cable company. It was called Cable Labs. It was the near future, and it was giving a depiction of what it's like for seniors to live in their home in the near future, wherever, with this slight bit of augmented reality. And I can see now that we've had this discussion, it's coming full circle with me. If we have some of these bits in this augmented reality, this is where this digital art will be so huge, and we're so close to having this augmented reality. It's unbelievable how close it is. So
I ricked it. He's back. There we go. Hey, I ricked it. He's from the other side, the other channel.
We're on mute. Ryan, you're on mute.
You're on mute, Ryan.
Thanks for coming on, Rick.
We were worried about you yesterday. Anyways, this has been really, really great. We're at 1 hour and 18 minutes. So about, I would say another 10 minutes, and then we should probably wrap it up.
So Tim Perry's time and Neil's time is precious. We got a couple of minutes. Rapid fire a coin that has not been talked about, so that we can end it off with something that is fresh and new.
And while you guys are coming up with a coin, doesn't the Coin Chaser have a Twitter account for anyone who does want to follow him as well?
He does. I got it here. Give me a second.
Perfect.
And give him something. I just got him on, so he's going to start piling in content, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, if you're interested in these tokens, NFTs.
Did I get it right?
Okay, the way that it would look at, so the way that it would look on Twitter, just @ symbol, right? @ symbol, Coin Chaser, one word, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to be how you find Neil here on Twitter. And you can rock, bigger screen. But yeah, you can rock and roll with that. So if you do search for Neil, it's @ Coin Chaser. So you can find him on Twitter. Look at what this guy's been. I mean, he's deep into these tokens. He's deep into the coins. Tim Perry's obviously a rock star. But there's Neil on Twitter if you guys want to give him a follow too.
Maybe we'll go back and give some love again to the people here. Richard's asked a couple times about Litecoin. We actually touched on Litecoin, I think, I don't know if it's out yet. I don't know. I don't follow enough of the
I know. Tim, you're producing the video. You can't follow
Litecoin. It's, segued back to Neil. Utility. There's so many other coins that does what Litecoin is now. I hope it's still going to go up in a bull market for sure. But there's so many other coins doing all that and more. I expect Litecoin to get pushed out of the top 10 pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Solid Network, that's mentioned, I think, in go to our rapid fire. You'll hear me talk about that. Dogecoin, it's a meme coin as of right now. There's not really much else to do with it, but who knows? Elon Musk may be up to something. Orchid, solid coin. Bitcashpay, don't know. Someone said BitClout. I'd stay away from that with anybody's wallet.
Yeah.
Polkadot, if they pull it off, gonna be absolutely monstrous.
BitClout is interesting, but from what I've heard, you can't pull your money out after you've sent it, and they're only accepting Bitcoin. So
stuff right there.
Just, and when I started looking at it, I was like, what is this? Like, what is this exchange in that? There are some influencers that apparently have taken hold of their profiles, but there's a lot that haven't been able to get it. So, if you've got money to lose, BitClout, but I'd wait just in case.
No,
don't go near BitClout, please.
Don't
do it. It's the worst. They're literally building a coin based on celebrities' clout, and the more celebrities get clout, the coin goes up. Come on, how are you going to work that? It's absolutely a cash grab, and the influencers are loving it because they get a play off it. But we're going to do another episode on how you don't trust. I don't trust anything in crypto until they prove themselves for a long time. I treat everything as a scam because most of them are. Most of them are getting millions of dollars right up front. You can't blame them for trying to scam you. What else we got? We got NPXS. I think that's just a hot play of the day right now, but a lot of people like it. So I don't know. VeChain, I talk about that in rapid fire. Definitely like it. What else we got? Rotten Coin, man. You're in the jungle on that one. Rotten Coin, I like Rot. It's still gonna go up. It's got low coin circulation. I've been in Rot before. Goes up really fast, goes down fast because of that, but it'll go. Developers Tim Templeton, I think is his name. He's got a Web3 thing called Web3 coin coming out too that I like. But his coins, I don't know. I find that they always kind of go like this and then down and then sit for a bit. So how you want to play it, I don't know. Dent coin, play of the day. I'm not getting a long term in coins that deal with dentistry too heavy.
Is that what that's dentistry coin?
It's a dentist. They've got a coin for everything. They've got a coin for escorts. They got coins for cannabis. Like, who needs to when you can just
boy.
Get Coke coin.
NFT.
Sorry, I was just saying Coke coin. I mean, I'm sure there's a Top Gun coin, Danger Zone or something. I don't know.
Oh, jeez.
What else we got? Safe Moon. Don't know a lot about Safe Moon. It's up 400x in 3 weeks, so I probably wouldn't. I'd take a break on that one.
Hey, Tim, when something goes wild like 1,000x, 400x really quick, that's a good thing in a lot of people's mind, but is that also a telltale warning sign of, this is too good to be true? Beware, it's being pumped or it's being, I guess, either pumped or something by an implement. Something's happening that gets everyone FOMO'd out, and then all of a sudden, doof, down it goes.
Yeah, it's different in a bull market because a lot of like these things that are moving now up high, like all these e-commerce coins that we've been evaluating, me, Neil, and our buddy Brett there, they've been going up sky high lately, but it's because e-commerce is an actual utility that people, the normies, will be using very soon, right? You want to sell your, I got this plant right beside me. You want to sell these things. You use an NFT, and you can cross it across multiple websites, Etsy, all that. That's got a lot of use case and value. So you kind of also analyze, okay, this is up this much, and we do that when I'm talking with Neil. We go, well, this is up like a 5x in a week. But oh my God, like people are using this, right? Like Omi, that was the biggest, that thing's up 50,000% in like 6 months. But like the hype on the NFT is crazy. And you also, right, I think Ryan's been doing the trading, like it'll dip for a bit. You'll get accumulation, distribution, all this stuff. And then it goes again. So it's tough. But like something like Dent, NPXS there that's been moving, those are just really small. Like Binance is getting like, I call it like the Binance coin of the week. A lot of people are just looking for a coin on Binance that hasn't pumped yet. And then it just goes nuts. And crypto's full of pump and dumpers, man. Tons of them. So I've dealt with multiple groups.
Tim and Neil, I got a question for you guys, and you guys actually, Tim and so all four of you guys, I got a question for you. Now, stocks is obviously where my channel focuses. It's getting a little bit deeper into the crypto aspect of things. So there's a difference between fundamental analysis and technical analysis. Fundamental tending to focus more on actual earnings versus price. Technical analysis being more like Fibonacci retracements and RSI values. Do you still find indicators applicable to the crypto market, or is the okay, so which one, because I don't know if I could use fundamental analysis, and even because it's just all like, so what do you find most applicable that is transferable for those, for instance, who on my channel are focused more on stocks? Because the indicators I'm using, I find I will use a Fibonacci retracement, right, and then within 1 day of crazy price action, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, okay, no, you know what? I take that a little back. If it's definitely, I used to play stocks back in the day, and day trade, I wouldn't touch a day trade. You got to be super like. Oh,
we don't day trade, dude. It's crazy.
When you got 40% swings in a day in crypto, I'm not day trading. But I do short-term plays based off the very like basic indicators. Like I see, for instance, right now I've been telling Neil. The Bitcoin dominance that I speak so highly about, it's starting to drop, and money's starting to flow into altcoins a lot more. There's a big, giant, beautiful head and shoulders right there on the Bitcoin dominance chart.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So, I mean, because I've noticed if I'm going to be using technical analysis with respect to crypto, stocks, you can go a little bit short term and have it say within a 6 month, 3 month, 1 month window. Yeah. Crypto, I find it's almost like it's still finding who it is, because there's not one friggin' timeline where I can apply a chart that actually will help me. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why I feel lucky that even though it's been up and down since 2011 or whenever it came out, I feel like this getting in now when the whole world is finally starting to adopt it, that might help my technical analysis abilities later on. But I mean, the fact that I can't do proper technical analysis and figure out a time frame shows me how early we are in adopting this. I really do believe, and I thought I was late to the train, but I really do believe I'm early now. Yeah.
I think this is the biggest way that people are going to make that last, like just with like a little bit of money that you're going to possibly become a millionaire over. I think that we're in that last, you got a few more months, maybe, if that. So
that's
just
what I'm thinking.
Not to drive FOMO here, but that Bitcoin dominance, and I just wrote Neil today, and I said, boys, that's the biggest drop I've seen in Bitcoin dominance since the summer. And in the summer last year, there was fireworks in altcoins, and April is the most bullish month for crypto since Bitcoin's been in its inception. Yeah, it's only had 2 red months, 2 red Aprils. In
I sure hope so.
Why is that, Tim?
I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of correlation with the psychology of seasonality. Okay, so and with respect to the markets and stuff. So I'm only going to apply what I know about the stock market, but I'm just going to assume that it would translate over, given it's the same buyers. Seasonality is friggin' huge, and spring fever is not something fake. So that's end of January, you're going to have a hard time. February, even down to YouTube viewership. I mean, the winter time, everything is based on seasonality. I truly, truly, truly believe. I don't know about April. Well, I believe what Tim's saying, April for Bitcoin. But I know, for instance, that notoriously the stock market can perform well into the spring. Always has an amazing September. Why is that? last moment of summer. Like there's seasonality. I mean, Septembers are always great, or they drop off
not
quick
crypto.
at the peak.
September, October are the worst months.
I was going to say, though, you get a spike and then you hit that, like, for instance, Black October, right? So there's always that insane volatility. But why does it happen all the time right at that 2-month joint? Or why does spring always produce usually certain results for the S&P over a 60-year spread? Right. It's a total, in my opinion, I could be totally out to lunch, but I really believe it's all the psychology of seasonality with respect to random swings, because why would September have a weird volatile push and then October crash? Well, and like the Black October thing is that's like a note. You can look that stuff up if you're watching this live stream. There are certain months that are notoriously the same result all the time. And I mean, now it's gotten into the psychology of technical analysis where it's become a support or resistance point in the year. But at the same time, what brought it there in the first place? I think seasonality plays a big role in a lot of things.
Mentality too, right? And that's tied into psychology as well. I mean, it's insane. Like I tell Neil and our buddy Brett, like they're learning about, I'm just giving them slow, forays into reading charts. And I'm like, there's always psychological, resistances at dollar. Always. And, if it's at a penny to get to the 2 cents, it's going to get rejected. And it's like it's so easy to read these markets because the herd mentality is like, I want to sell at.
And that's the thing. If there were,
so you go at 1.9 as your sell instead. Like if OMI's right now, you say you want to sell OMI at 2 cents. No, sell it at 1.9 because everybody's looking for the 2 cent.
But that's okay. So what Tim just said is an example how someone would use a Fibonacci retracement to have a resistance times 2, a base, and support levels. And I was kind of talking about this in another video, but even if all the news is good, but it hits one of the levels, okay, you bank your bottom dollar on a test of that level, and you will be able to say buy it cheaper if it hits the resistance level. Now, it might move past it eventually. There's always the test. It's so psychological. It's not even funny because like you could have a stock or crypto that has good news all friggin' week. And at the same time, if it's within the Fibonacci retracement, you will notice it bounces off of level 1, level 2, down to level 3, up to level 1 again. And why does it find shelves at those levels? Because everybody's using the same tools. There's only been one school of thought. So, and you go on any website known to man right now, you'll find the 7 indicators that are for beginners always there. And you know what? Experts use them too. But you'll always find MACD, moving averages, Stoke, RSI. You'll find Bollinger Bands. Why is it you only find those 5? Okay, it's so easy to use. And you have to think that everybody trading has platforms that offer these. So they're always going to hit that resistance level. And when it hits that level as a day trader or swing trader, I guarantee you right now, you could make money immediately. And just
you can make, like, I don't even need charts. Like with crypto, I learned I don't even need charts. I will scan coins on what's coming up. Oh, they got a mainnet release. Oh, they're going to do this. And I get in like 5 days early and then it starts pumping and then I sell out before the news comes in on that day. And as usual, for some reason, all the time, it always sells on the news. And it's just like,
always.
It feels too easy sometimes to do it that way, but I don't want to sit at my computer as much, so I'm not doing that anymore. But say that I told you about that e-commerce one.
Tim, I can honestly say this, Tim. The buy the rumor, sell the news thing, that's a phrase. The fact that you can even Google that term, the fact that that term and key phrase ranks, for instance, if I were to put it in YouTube, the fact that tens of thousands of people search it just right off the bat, it's just so disturbing how, just like what you said, Tim, it sometimes seems too easy because it's like ridiculous. And like, I'm not a day trader, but there's a part of my channel that's going to morph into it with $1,000 experiment. But I'm only going to be playing these obvious, like it might as well be a channel about psychology because it's only going to be playing these stupid swings that I don't know. Like, and I'll even do an experiment one day for everybody watching, but I'll do an experiment where I don't research a single freaking stock. And I'm just going to play on Fibonacci retracements, okay? And I bet you I'll be able to make money on that because that's how devastating it is with the lack of experience with the retail trader push, also explaining or helping to explain the recent explosion in NFTs and all of that, right? You've got a lot of people trading who don't know what they're doing. Well, and it's making it really
it's between social media and now like back in the day, I was on TD Waterhouse, right? I had to call my broker every time. It was a $40 trade. Now 11-year-olds are on Robinhood, right?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so they can go on all these apps and same with crypto, and anybody now can trade, but they're not used to the psychology. So they're getting played out big time. Like Robinhood, how many of these kids at the start of this thing was like, I made this much money on, Hertz rental car. And of course, all the big guys just pull the rug out on them. And I feel for them, but it's like, it's a learning lesson. We all got to go through it. But
I've been there, and like everyone's got to go through it. So if you're brand new and you're watching right now and you were crazy enough to buy into the GameStop thing, thank God that you did, because that's the last mistake like that you'll ever make again. Okay. Because that you have to go through it in order to experience it and learn from it. But that was a massive, that was just a bull trap. So if you not familiar with that term, that's a bull trap. And essentially what that was is we thought we were going to make a lot of money and stick it to the man, stick it to the hedge fund, but we held on too long because of the diamond hands BS, and they took it all back. And they took it all back.
They took it back for shady circumstances and with their own, their own influences and power, right? They halted trading, they did stuff. And don't get me wrong, the bubble on GameStop was going to burst. But man, I was a part of a group. So all my buddies, I've got a Ravencoin group that are hardcore guys from Wall Street. Like some of them have literally, worked on the New York Stock Exchange, all this. And they obviously are the good guys, and they left because of the corruption and all this. But man, like I'm sure you're aware of naked short selling then, right?
Yeah.
So this kid who originated this surge in GameStop, he saw the over amount of shares that was like the naked short selling. That's why the squeeze happened on GameStop. And the problem was, though, after that, Wall Street Bet starts going after
everything
and all these other ones, but they didn't have the setup of the naked shorts and stuff that was on GameStop. It was a calculated play that worked until the rich guys came back in and
no, this is really good.
We should maybe throw some rapid fire for all these people again.
Yeah,
so we give them some love here.
I think they've been
I think we've been clicking it up quite a bit as a regular thing. So I was just
wait, Tim, go ahead.
Elmo, Anchor, top 10 coin for me. I've always loved it. I'm actually very sour right now because I had close to 1 million coins in at 0.8 of a penny, and it's at 20 cents right now, and I sold all out. But I can't say enough good things about that. If you guys want to make passive income, looking at Anchor, without ever buying any crypto, you could buy what's called a validator for them, and that you would run it on many coins, and you would get those. Say you like Chainlink, you could run a validator for Chainlink in your house on your computer, and you would get paid in free coins. So Rye, if you're looking to be savvy, that's how you can make coins without spending it. Well, the validator costs about between $100 and $200. But after that, you're just why mine, right? I heard you're getting into mining. Why mine? We could just run a little cheap validator and get paid in coins. Holochain, hot. Don't know a lot about it. High circulation. That kind of turned me off back in the day, but it's doing a good run. CKB, never heard of. Someone's asking Neil about Picoin.
You muted him.
I haven't seen Picoin. I'm still new.
Dentcoin, someone's teaching me about Dentcoin. You're not wrong on MPSX. That's true. Actually, MPSX does have a really cool. I know some of their electronic, and maybe the Great White Vapor knows a little more about that. But it's like I want to say it's a scanner, right? Yeah, proof of point of sale machines, right? And it is actually functioning. So truth is about MPSX, there is some utility to it. Once again, I think it's a pretty high circulation, which is why I think it turned me off back in the day. Dentcoin, man, you're just never going to sell me on Dentcoin. Not happening. Nice question, Ryan.
Ryan, you're on. There.
Yeah, I'm having it. This is the first time ever, and it's the first time I haven't been hosting it. I'm getting used to this myself, having issues. But before you guys jump into that next one, someone who's heavily dedicated on my channel and loves you guys to death just said, can you talk more about the validator? So I will say this, let's not talk more about the validator tonight because we are at an hour and 40 minutes. Maybe save that for another episode because that is an interesting point, and I want to hear more about it. But maybe an idea for the Danters and Tim Pear or whoever's on, but maybe an idea for later on, just because I think that's a good point and maybe a good hook for at least a reason to come back in the future. But I'm interested in what he just said. And with respect to mining, I do want to say within about a week and a half, I've learned you can't do it on your computer unless you're a dummy. And I'm doing it on my computer. The only reason I'm doing it on here is because I literally just got this computer and there's no info on it. So it's essentially a streamer and a miner. So it's making me a few bucks, whatever. I would never recommend doing it on a computer. But then the miners that they sell are so overpriced with respect to components. So now I'm off the miners. Now I'm debating if I'm going to be building my own just because I know I've got the ability in the space. I'm debating it, but I want to hear more about the validator. Good question, Crow. But let's save that one, Danters, for the next one, because mark my words, I'm not forgetting about that question.
I agree.
Check the website tonight. Samuel Solana. Oh man, going to be an absolute monster, I think. It's one of Sam Almeida Research, FTX exchange. There's like a whole ecosystem that this genius. He's like the next Vitalik Buterin, to be honest. He feels like he's one of those kind of reclusive guys that is a genius, and he's behind Solana. And obviously, actually, Union. One of the biggest selling points of Union for me was that it was being under the guidance, kind of like being venture. One of the VCs was Sam and Almeida Research and stuff. What else? Someone asked, should I get into Bitcoin now? I'm going to be dead honest, especially for the risk averse people who don't want to venture into some of the jungle that we're talking about. Ethereum right now.
Yes.
Visa yesterday.
Yep.
Going to start taking payments. Guess how they're taking payments? Guess how they're going to settle those payments? Through the Ethereum network.
So
I mean, it's literally just like. So
Tim,
sorry, I watch out for those algos. I was going to use a pretty naughty reference, but.
So Tim, if you were to say, you know how when you say take your portfolio and you take X amount for gold, X amount for silver, X amount in and you divide it up in stocks and bonds and all that stuff. If we revert that over to crypto and we said, okay, look, we've got Bitcoin, we've got Ethereum, we've got altcoins, we've got NFTs. What would be a reasonable percentage of spread across those?
You mean for sectors or for like more?
Yeah,
like
you
take our portfolio of money. If we had $10,000 and we said we want to diverse our $10,000, where would you say?
Because you talked to us about having a little bit of utility, like in the insurance space, and then having a little bit in the lending space, and
the security is the bit.
But then you got to have your hedges. So obviously, I don't play. This is for advice for people who do not want to
exactly.
Crap their pants every 2 days by watching the price. Like sometimes, like the way I play the game, but to Neil and Brett and anyone else I've talked to and these people, you got 10 grand. I don't know. I would do a little less in Bitcoin now, but I would do 5 grand, probably 3 in Ethereum, 2 in Bitcoin. Then you've got if all hell breaks loose in crypto, those 2 aren't going anywhere. And then you would go to the other portfolio, and maybe I'm still even being a little too risky for you guys. I don't know, because that's 50% put into alts, but then do maybe 2 grand in your powerhouses, like an Elrond. Someone said that's pretty close to being a blue chip. Aave, Theta, those ones. Then you're in a blue chip crypto, which aren't going anywhere, so they're going to make gains. And then maybe with that last bit, then cross some sectors. Get some e-commerce now that I'm just learning about. Get an NFT while they're hot. And I think insurance is good. I'm still so far waiting, but insurance is going to be that narrative that I think is going to, once DeFi gets more exposure again, people are going to want insurance. It's especially in this risky world. So have an insurance coin. We were just talking today about cross-chain bridging. So there's a coin right now I'm keeping an eye on called Route, ROUTE, Router, and it's already showing their testnet in which they're crossed. So like a Uniswap, whereas Uniswap can only do any coin on the Ethereum network, this will do 4 different chains. It'll do Binance Chain, Matic, Ethereum, and I want to say Solana, but I don't know for sure because obviously I do a lot of research. But I mean, that's a cross-chain swap. I mean, those things are going to be, and it's going to solve gas issues, right? So
Yeah, no, this is really good.
And
so I think go ahead, Ryan, and then
I was just going to say, if anyone's, because we're just relaying ticker symbols here, like left and right, guys. And for those of you wondering how you can actually check up on it, I know Tim's got a little banner prepared, but you guys all use CoinGecko as your price point base, right? So if you guys are, because there's a lot of newbies in here, and we've been, rocking and rolling, but CoinGecko is really where I've made videos on resources I use. This is a really great resource. Tim and Neil, my questions for you, because I know that we're probably rolling out now. If there was anyone who's just looking into it, because again, we're still at 70 people, but if anyone from my channel is here, and because I know that they're more newbies, what are your top 2 or 3 resources for a newbie? CoinGecko being one of them, just for the price checks.
No, CoinGecko for almost everything, man, because you get your market caps on it. They also give you their websites for the main pages. They give you their Twitter main pages. They give you their contract addresses, which are key if you're using Uniswap and don't want to buy a fraudulent coin. You can also, like when I wake up in the morning, I check 3 things. I check the price of Bitcoin because everything rides and falls on Bitcoin. I then check the total market cap of the entire crypto market, which is about 1.5 trillion. And then I check the dominance of Bitcoin versus all the other coins. And it's at about 57% instead of 60 that it's been forever, of the total market cap. That's all on CoinGecko. It tells you if you want to know what are DeFi coins, it shows you. It shows you exchanges, shows you everything. After that, Twitter and
CoinGecko. I can honestly say Twitter I used to be really into politics and stuff. Yep. So I know the value of Twitter with respect to instant answers, news immediately. I would recommend Twitter.
Tinder.
Twitter. You know what? There's single guys out there. I will say I'll recommend Twitter. And if anyone is coming new, because I see a few of those comments, this guy here, I'm trying to get the finger. His name's Neil. He is the Coin Chaser. He's at Coin Chaser on Twitter. Rock and roll with that guy. But Twitter.
And that's where, and my picks also, Neil will share on that too. So you get a 2-for-1 out of that.
There you go.
This has been amazing tonight, and we really super appreciate both Neil, your time, and Tim, your time yet again. Ryan, it just goes without saying you've been a rock star helping us tonight. For if you're new to this world of Crypto Night in Canada and you want to know where you can go and find information about what Ryan's doing and his channel. He's over at the High Rye show on wrong thing. And he's on the High Rye channel, and Ryan's got a new channel coming out very shortly, and you can find crypto conversations on Ryan's channel every Sunday night. Tim and I are lucky enough to be the guest on there, and thank God now, because I couldn't do this on Sunday night. I'd be a wreck. I'm already feeling like a wreck watching all of this, but this has been super fun, and really hoping that you guys will come back, and we'll try and do this again next week, and try and have another Crypto Night in Canada. What do you think? Can we see some comments? Would people like to see this again?
And I will say this though too, just in case, because this is the very first episode. There's 4 of us here. We have no clue what the personal obligations are going to be of everyone here in the group tonight. So Crypto Night in Canada will stick around, whether one of us is missing or there's someone new or whatever. Crypto Night in Canada will stick around. So you're going to want to smash the like button and hit subscribe. This is at the very least going to be the only weekly crypto show in Canada with as many people as we can get on as humanly possible. Obviously, we want to see Tim the man back. Obviously, we want to see Neil the Coin Chaser back. But again, this is the first episode. We don't know what's going to happen with who's on, but we're rocking and rolling. Absolutely. I couldn't be happier to be a part of this, because when I first met you guys, we were in different places. And now look at this channel, look at this stream and what you've organized. We've got Tim Perry. We've got Neil down here. You know what I mean? We're rocking and rolling, guys. And for everyone who came from my High Rye community, check that rockin' sign that someone made me today. Thank you so much for supporting other members of our community, because as you've been able to see here tonight, the info that Tim here can give us, crazy. The insight into NFTs that the Coin Chaser Neil here can give us, mind-blowing, okay? So I couldn't be happier to be a part of the chat, the group, and we've maintained. I mean, we've even gone up in viewers as the time goes on. It's not, and you know what I mean. We can't go on forever, but I'm just very happy that everyone's really loving this, and we've got, you know, your brother's a bit biased, but he did love the stream. We did have a lot of people who did love it though, and Angus, now I know your first name. So best beware when you're on my channel. No,
he
but
goes by Gus. Outside of me, he goes by Gus. Everybody else calls him Gus. I think my mom and I are the only ones that call him Angus.
Gus, yeah, good to know.
Anyways, this has been amazing, guys. And if we can ever figure out how to do this again, we will try and do this again. You are all rock stars, and we'll see you again very, very shortly. Thanks so much for viewing.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Take care.
So
hang